This week I found a little hot take, which I thought was interesting. So this is what we're going to discuss. The take is Piccolo's progression from villain to hero is better than Vegeta's. What do you think? I can see you thinking there
Um,
because I'm counting the fact that King Piccolo is a different person. He's not the same. So Piccolo, as we know him, Piccolo Junior, begins with the World Tournament arc.
so here. This is the person I'm counting is the person in the final arc of Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
That is the person I'm counting.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Not anybody before that. That person there.
yeah.
Yeah. So he's a super bad evil,
Mm-hmm.
and then he immediately teams up with Goku. So he's not really a particularly bad guy for a very long time, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um,
His dad was the big bad.
exactly.
Yeah,
He kind of got over it very quickly when you think about it.
he did. He didn't really do much. He battled Goku once, and then that was kind of it. After that, well, he does. I guess he kills Goku when he kills Raditz as well. But apart from that, he trains Gohan, even if he is harsh. But he's basically just a good guy from that point onwards.
And a lot of people will turn around and say the exact same thing to you with Vegeta, and I will disagree because Vegeta went to Namek
Mm-hmm.
and he was not on the same side as Gohan and
Krillin.
Krillin.
Yeah.
He was there to serve his own means to get Dragon Balls for himself.
Mm-hmm.
He was at odds with Gohan and Krillin, not working together with them. It was only at the very last minute that he was forced to basically team up with them.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because of the Ginyu Force.
yeah, basically. Um, and yeah, it was circumstance that forced him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It was only by the time they got back to Earth and he was waiting for Goku to become a Super Saiyan. It took him a long time. It took him by how long? What? When did he actually become settle? Was it Boo? Did he
Um,
found himself accidentally settled?
I guess. I mean, you can argue during the Cell Saga because he's with Bulma and Trunks is around and stuff. You'd say he's
Yeah,
settled then.
yeah. I suppose yeah. So Cell. So like he hadn't intentionally set like yeah because he wasn't with Bulma at the start of the Cell Saga, like androids and everything like that. Yeah,
Well, I mean, he technically was because Bulma had the kid straight away at the beginning. As soon as the Frieza saga ends, the first thing you see is Trunks coming down, killing Frieza, and then she's like, "Yeah, I've got a baby," and everyone thinks, "Oh, that must be Yamcha's," and he's like, "Nope, no, no, no."
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not remembering me Dragon Ball. Yeah.
So he's
Um.
settled straight away, pretty much, as soon as the Frieza saga ends and he comes back to
Yeah.
Earth. We don't see any of that. There's a passage of time where we don't see between the end of the Frieza saga, where Frieza and the planet blow up,
Yeah.
and they're back on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His main reason for staying after the Frieza saga is waiting for Goku, isn't it? Because he needs to know how to become a Super Saiyan.
yeah,
I mean, he's not originally staying there because he wants to be friends. He his main reason for originally staying there is to find out how to be a Super Saiyan.
and also to pillage the women, apparently.
Yeah, yeah. That's just his benefit.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, he wants to know how to become a Super Saiyan. And that just happens. So yeah, I don't think he doesn't just do what Piccolo does. He doesn't just fight once and then good guy. He he's selfish and he tries to get Dragon Balls for himself.
hmm.
So he's a bad guy for a while. It's only when basically there's a further threat to his life that his means of self-preservation forces him to team up with somebody else.
Yeah.
And the Ginyu Force is that threat to his life that forces him to team up.
I wouldn't even say he's a good guy at that point. He's doing it out of
Yeah,
necessity, not
yeah,
because he is now a good guy, and that's why he's
yeah,
teamed with them.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Or
he's
team up with the good guys, I should say. Yeah,
yeah. I wouldn't even say he is a good guy in the show until the Cell Saga, when he starts training because he knows that androids are coming. But up until that point, he still doesn't like any of the Z Warriors. He still doesn't like Goku, but he's tolerating them because of what he's seen on Namek with Goku going Super Saiyan. And, you know, he kind of pours his heart out saying, please defend the honor of the Saiyans and blah, 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 Prince of all Saiyans. But yeah, until the Cell Saga, he's still technically just about himself.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And even then, he lets Cell become perfect Cell.
Yeah, because he's still arrogant.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't care what happens to anybody else as long as he gets his fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't care how many people die.
Hmm.
And I mean, even in the Buu saga, he lets himself become Majin Vegeta.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's only technically at the end of the Buu saga that he truly recognizes
the good in people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, in Super, he's 100% a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, definitely.
Definitely.
Like, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. The only people he cares about until the end of the Buu saga is Bulma and Trunks. Everyone else he just kind of tolerates.
Yeah. I mean, he calls Kakarot his friend, doesn't he? I think. Yeah, because he says my friend. Yeah, he says you're like, I'm sure he says my friend. But he definitely says you're number one.
Yeah.
Sure he says my friend.
I'm not sure if he says my friend. I do remember him saying he accepts that Goku is number one though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of Piccolo, he literally gives his life for Gohan in the Saiyan saga.
Yeah.
In the first series of in the first arc of so basically the series after he's the big bad guy, he gives his life for his nemesis' son. So it's like a bit quick.
Yeah, well, let's change it up. Let's count Demon King Piccolo as the same person, just for argument's sake. Let's do like a future Trunks, Kid Trunks type of thing where they're different characters but they're the same. Let's count Demon King Piccolo and Piccolo Jr. as the same, I guess, since he is the spawn of. So, Demon King Piccolo, huge evil. He gets the wish on the Dragon Balls to become younger again or youthful again. He kills Krillin. Well, he doesn't kill Krillin, but he orders Krillin's death. He fights Goku multiple times. He tries to take over the world. That's a big evil. And then he becomes, if we're classing him as the same person, which he's technically not, but he becomes a good guy, and what you just said with Gohan and stuff. Is that a better switch than Vegeta's switch? I would argue that it isn't still.
No, I mean, he's just gone from being a really horrible, horrific person. Vegeta's blew up planets. Like,
yeah.
He's literally, the first time you see him, he blows up a planet, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, planet Alia.
Aurelia or something, yeah, Aurelia. He literally blows up a planet.
Yeah.
Like, he does a freezer. Like,
and
just for the, and he does it for no other reason other than the memes.
Yeah.
Like,
but that was the whole point in the Saiyans, though. They were planets, like, takeoverers. I don't know what the correct word is. They take over planets and then sell them for freezer.
Yeah, like, there's... So no, it's not a better bad guy thing. He's too quick a switch. Like, he's... Demon King Piccolo, even original Demon King Piccolo, was a very bad dude. But it didn't last that long. Like, even if you count it as the original. Okay, Vegeta's lasted a long time, and it's been in development over a long time.
Yeah.
It lasted the entirety of Dragon Ball Z. It was from start to finish. There wasn't a settling period.
Yeah.
I think it took a very long time, and there were lots of ups and downs. And I think the Majin Vegeta was a good part of that. I thought Majin Vegeta was best Vegeta. Was some of Vegeta at his best, because he was settling. He was just starting to settle, and he was like, I don't want to. And there was some, like, it was some of his best speeches, and Goku even was saying, like, you're trying to convince yourself that you don't care, and basically that's bollocks.
Yeah.
It's just not true, and you know it's not true in your heart of hearts. And it's like some brilliant dialogue between the two of them when they're fighting, and I really enjoy that. And it's some like, and say what you want about the Boo saga and everything like that, but it's got some fantastic dialogue, some fantastic interactions between Goku and Vegeta, especially.
Yeah.
And around that time, that's around that area is some of the best dialogue in Dragon Ball Z, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think the fact that they did that was some of the best storytelling in Dragon Ball, in my opinion. And so I don't really see how they can, when they've done that peak and trough with Vegeta, and whereas with Demon King Piccolo, all that's happened is he's been very, 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 very bad, and then he's just got not so bad, not so bad. Give my life for my nemesis as kid. Straight away, just straight away. And then now I babysit your child.
Yeah.
It's like, and not only do I babysit your child while you're dead, I then, when that kid grows up,
as well.
now once your child's grew up, I now babysit their child for you.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you think just on devastation that both have caused, Vegeta's blew up planets, he's killed countless people. Demon King Piccolo came to Earth and he tried to rule the Earth, but doesn't succeed. He does kill a main character in Krillin, but in the grand scheme of things, he doesn't. Well, it wasn't him technically, and also he doesn't himself kill many people. Yes, he is bad. Yes, his intentions are bad. He enters a martial arts tournament. How bad can you be? If he was really that bad, he would have just blew up the entire stage straight away just because. But yeah, it's not. Yeah, the progression from evil to good for Piccolo, yes, it was there and slightly unexpected how quick it happened, but it worked. But Vegeta, as like you mentioned, is dragged out. He's never really a good guy until near the end of Z. He just tolerates people. He's always arrogant. He's always like for Piccolo. If you look at him throughout pretty much any time in Z, the way he talks to people, the way he acts, he never seems like a bad guy. He never seems arrogant. He never really shouts or complains or argues. He just kind of does the right thing. Vegeta, on the other hand, at pretty much any point, half of the time he talks, it's about himself. It's him costing someone something. It's him trying to show off. It's like, yeah, if you look at the two of them and you didn't really know who was the bad guy between the two, you would think it's Vegeta straight away. So
it's like it's Team 4-Star, like they play it best. They always do, and it's like I think during the Cell games when Gohan throws the bag of senzu beans to Trunks and says, "Here, catch these. Go give senzu beans to everyone. Try to forget your half Vegeta and don't screw it up." Like it's like there. So it's like it just kind of sums it up. It's like don't take a book out of Vegeta because to be fair, Vegeta does fuck up a lot.
He does. If it wasn't for Vegeta, a lot of, like the Cell saga would have ended a lot sooner because Cell would have never became Perfect Cell, and they would have been able to defeat him. That's all Vegeta's fault. But
it's bad. Yeah, like he could have destroyed him there and then a semi-perfect. He could have done it.
Yeah.
Or he could have let Trunks do it even.
Yeah, he could have.
Yeah. Like Trunks even blasted him away, didn't he? Before he did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he got back in time to stop him, unfortunately. That would have been interesting if when Trunks blasted him Vegeta away, if he managed to finish it in time.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
It would have been a bit anticlimactic, but
yeah, sure.
It would have worked though. It would have worked. That would have ended Cell, and he would have been gone, and then Vegeta would have been a bit, huffy for a while, but he would have got over it eventually, probably.
That's just Vegeta in a nutshell.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think I agree. Vegeta's arc is better because the way you see him now, especially in Super, he is a family man. He's not so focused on pride. He's not scared to embarrass himself, like especially with the bingo stuff and trying to please Lord Beerus, especially in the beginning. He lets his guard down. He's not so prideful and aggressive all the time. He's still strong-willed, and he wants to push to be the best, but he's also happy to get along with people. You know, which
Yeah.
is the main character change for Vegeta.
I mean, to get to that point, it took him hundreds
Yes.
of episodes. Like, yeah, it
Yeah.
literally took him like hundreds of episodes. Whereas with Piccolo, if you take the legitimate Piccolo
Mm.
that we know, Piccolo Junior,
Mm.
40 episodes, if that.
But also, if you put it in terms of years, like show years, Piccolo is like maybe 3 years older than Gohan. And at the time he sacrifices himself for Gohan, Gohan's still a kid. So Piccolo's not that much older. So Piccolo must only be about 10 years old at the most when he sacrifices himself for Gohan, which seems strange to say, but that's just how it is. That is his age. Whereas Vegeta, he goes. Think of the age difference between Gohan as a kid and Gohan in Super when Vegeta is finally a fully fledged good guy. Gohan has grew up. He is a kid of his own. Gohan must be like what, late 20s, early 30s at this point, definitely.
Yeah.
So that's been like what, maybe 30 years it took Vegeta to finally be a good guy compared to
Well,
when you first see him.
well, even if you ignore Super and if you just go from Z, start of Z to end of Z,
Hmm. Yeah.
so you've got Kid, which is where you meet him
Mm-hmm.
in the Sin Saga, to Boo.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of Boo, he's nigh on in his late teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there, like
Yeah.
he's still barely like he's been Margin Vegeta, so he's still turned back to a bad guy and come back again after that.
Yeah.
So even if you just count Z in itself and not Super at all, there that shows that there's a long term progression.
Yeah.
So of peaks and troughs.
Hmm.
So yeah, like now bad take.
Yeah, bad take. I think it's hard to argue that Piccolo's was better overall. I think, like, I
Too
can't.
short. There's not
Yeah,
enough content. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. There isn't enough content where he has this. If he doesn't even have a full arc to change himself, it kind of just seems instant. He's kind of happy that Goku dies when he kills him and Raditz, but not that much. And he agrees to help instantly with the Saiyans. That's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Basically, he suggested, doesn't he? Yeah, he turns up to Goku. He suggested to Goku.
yeah,
He turns up at Master Roshi's island.
yeah,
Like Goku doesn't go looking for Piccolo. So yeah, like basically they have a long fight at the tournament.
hmm
So they have a fight, basically. Um and so that ends. And then some angry alien turns up, nearly has a the angry alien nearly has a fight with Piccolo, but doesn't.
yeah,
The angry alien goes, steals Goku's son. So Piccolo says, "Hey, my nemesis, we should go beat that angry alien." And then that's it. That's his arc done.
yeah.
That's it. Then he's a good guy from then on. There is no more bad guy Piccolo after
Yeah.
that. That's it.
Because
That is literally it in a nutshell.
yeah, even between the end of OG Dragon Ball and the start of Dragon Ball Z, it has passed in time maybe like 5 to somewhere between like five. Well, even 5 years is hard to say. It depends how old Gohan is at the very start of the show. But you can argue about 5-ish years has passed, and during this time, Piccolo has done nothing. He hasn't been evil. He hasn't caused any trouble. He's just hidden himself away in the deserts. That's all he's
And
done.
trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he hasn't
So
even
he's
been doing bad stuff during this time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's no indication that he's been like Goku's having to put him down every now and then. Like
Mm.
it's just literally
He's just
because they're all
Spider-Man.
surprised when they see him. It's like, oh no, Piccolo, and it's
Yeah.
like they're all surprised to see him.
Mm.
Like so, there's literally no indication that he's done anything.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think we both agree that Vegeta's arc to becoming a good guy is better.